Geo Parks. Get him.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2.
1 2 1 2.
All right, test.
Yo, No Country for Old Zen. Let's get it in. Episode 5. And we're going to backtrack a bit to episode 4, the Mother's Day episode. We started out talking about the culture. And shout out to the good brother Jamal. Huck spurs to dream, man. Dream in color if you're dreaming something. I was lucky and fortunate enough, if you brothers ever go back and listen to the first episode, then you'll see Jamal wasn't there, but there was another voice on there. Man, I've been dueling with this dude with the liquid swords for 20 plus years. Yo, I'm really, really appreciative to have my main man, best friend, SP, finally.
Yeah.
Yo, what noise he say on Drink Champs? Make some noise.
Yeah. What's up, people?
Hold on, but I always say the same shit. If you listen to all my shit, lean into the mic, nigga.
Okay, all right. What's going on, yo? What's going on, people?
Yo, I don't think people understood before me and Jamal came. Best motherfucking co-host ever.
I'm glad he here. You know what I mean? To tame your ass.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can't do it alone, ladies and gentlemen.
We here now. We talked about the culture, but prior to Jamal coming through, because I was texting him back and forth, we was recording that day. I had hit my main man P, and talked about the culture. He couldn't leave that day, but he sent me a lot. Yo, the culture resonates deep with this brother.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the realest shit you ever told me was, yo, you know how sometimes you don't talk to people about religion for whatever reasons, you don't want to offend people. You know, it get deep and it got depth, and that shit can be confrontational and a lot of conflict. He said, so I don't talk, but that's how I look at hip hop in the culture. And I'll be real, yo, me and yo, we done did the blood sport. We done did the John Claude Van Damme blood sport with that shit. Mm-hmm. But he stick to his goals, and I'm really, really, really thankful to have your back on Old Zen again. So let's get it in. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk about the culture. But before we dissect the culture, let's just get on some I don't want to use the wrong word. Let's get on some stupid topic shit. Tekashi 6ix9ine and the rat. Yeah, everybody talking about it on every podcast, everywhere you go. But there's No Country for Old Zen, and we try and get it in. The shit with Tekashi, what the whole part about him ratting, and I don't even think that's gonna be a piece of discussion, was like I heard OG say I was watching something. They knew from the first time you seen him, they like, yo, it's not his fault for ratting. It's your fault for how could you involve somebody that deep? Mm-hmm. And No Country for Old Zen, every man in here, ratting, federal prison, federal enhancements, all that shit ain't nothing. But to that guy, that shit was the same as Snuffleupagus. Y'all niggas remember from Big Bird Best Friend, who nobody could see.
Hell yeah.
Yo, federal penitentiary, prison, and all that real shit that really happens is a Snuffleupagus to y'all.
Right.
And Shotty and them niggas, and I don't know none of them niggas, man, but they allowed Joe to get to the point. So of course, when you sit me in the chair, you talking 47 years? Hey, listen, it's real niggas. It's real niggas that bust heads and got bodies.
You know, I followed the whole case for real, because I loved him because he, you know what I mean, was so entertaining. It ain't the music that I listened to. Like when he was gone, I totally missed him. When that case dropped, I'm, following the whole case.
Why did you miss him? For his shenanigans?
No, for his entertainment.
Energy.
You know what I mean? His entertainment. You know, so
he has an energy to him that kind of like attracts people, right?
The word these niggas is looking for is charisma, and he definitely got that.
Thank you,
definitely.
But morals, and we that's when I said, well, now we're going to digress into or segue into hip hop culture and what it is. Mm-hmm. Because right now we're talking about a fucking, I'm not even calling the man a clown or a bitch, none of that. He's a good guy. Mm-hmm. He's a good guy. Danny's a good guy. The guy, like my man said, yo, Danny's a good guy. You worked at the deli, yo, you got some monies and shit. when they put you in there and said, yo, you're going to do 47 years.
He said he ain't signed up for this.
Right. No, he ain't never signed up for nothing. He wanted attention and all that. We're going to get into the deep shit of hip-hop culture. But you aligned yourself, and why did you feel the need to? But you aligned yourself with Nine Trey. And yo, niggas, everybody in this motherfucker right now is hood. You aligned yourself with them niggas, and them niggas said, yo, we don't rap, we don't do none of that, but come here, little rainbow boy. Claim this shit.
Mm-hmm. He's a cash cow, man.
My man, thank you,
cash
Jamal.
cow, man.
You gonna make millions? You gonna make millions? Come here, shorty. Claim that shit. Say that shit. And if you beef with niggas just to make you feel like you're something,
right?
We gonna go ahead and get with them. Now you feel like you 10 times something.
That's like telling Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Yo, you got the goof troop behind you.
Exactly.
Yo, and that's what yo is. Yo, you good kid from Brooklyn. You Mickey Mouse. I ain't saying you ain't never The thing is, he just beefed with Ariana Grande on the shit. And normally I don't click on the shit. I don't want to support him. But I clicked on that shit, and he did make one good point. When he was talking about the Billboard and how they do this shit. But Ariana Grande responded. He said, listen, I had to make it out Brooklyn. I love you, Ariana Grande. You're beautiful. You're talented. But you don't know what it's like to get food stamps.
Right.
You don't know what it's like for welfare, to not have a father or the hood. And the real shit, Ariana Grande ain't never say nothing about snitching and ratting. She ain't getting into that shit. She just got to what he was talking about Billboard. But he said, listen, fuck a Billboard. Right. And I say he's a good kid. You got fucked up in the shit. Had you just been yourself, maybe you would have never made it. Maybe you gotta be a fucking cartoon character to make it now. Mm-hmm. But you had one good point, bro. And if you never hear this shit, you ain't gonna hear nothing good about yourself. And I got a lot of shit to say about you. But one thing I say is you're a good kid, but you put Ariana Grande in her place and say, yo, when my mother had to collect cans for monies, and this shit ain't about ratting. When my mother had to collect cans for monies and my father got shot in his head and died and shit, he's not a G at all. But he's talking his life. He said, you don't have the right to criticize me when I had to steal cable to watch you on the Disney Channel. No, he didn't disrespect her. And that nigga tells he telling wrong niggas to suck his dick. But
yeah.
He didn't disrespect her. And I love when he put her in her place and said, listen, it's nice that you made it on the Billboard charts, but you've never seen your mother come there and don't have enough money for that. You know your father. Mm-hmm. You can never say anything about me. I did what I had to do to make it out of Brooklyn. And we don't get into the ratting and all that on the street shit, but just on the human shit. And I love Ariana Grande and hit him back.
Well, she's done. She don't have no street cred, man. She's done. She can't argue with that.
And the shit about fucking street cred, man, back in our day. You remember back when, this brother Jamal, my main man SP, all 80s babies. You remember back in the day when you seen a nigga that had the tattoo of the drop on his face? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Everybody, when you first seen it, you carried yourself a certain way back in them 80s and the early 90s. And if you didn't know, you found out. But if you know, you know.
Right.
And I can't believe, I think I was talking to my man, talk a lot, but when I watched the culture change to everybody got drip drops.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne got the shit in the I said, yo, back in my day, and I'm not nobody, yo, you got that drop meant something. That shit meant something across the board. I realized that hip hop and the culture was changing when everybody got it, and it's a fashion statement that now the more drops you have, unless your character and your mannerisms show different, oh nigga, you're a fucking clown. But back to Tekashi, do you feel like he's wrong for what he did? And they said he fucked the niggas fucked his baby mother too.
And SP, you got the stage.
Okay, all right. I was just listening, man, because you made some good points too, Lex. Because how I look at it, I really was rocking with him because I be on social media. I'm an artist myself, and I love how he marketed and promoted himself. You know what I mean? I like how he used, the internet. You know what I mean? He marketing himself, promoting himself. What they call it, trolling.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's all the kitty antics that attract attention to him. He had that even before then.
Right.
He was just making average like YouTube videos, like slamming girls, like doing wrestling shit, wearing loud shit. You know, saying I got HIV. He always liked attention.
Right. Yeah.
But him being on the internet, he knew how to work shit. Sometimes when I promote stuff on there, man, I don't know what I'm doing. He knows how to do it. You know what I mean? So that's what he was doing, and he used them guys.
I'm sorry.
Not saying. All right, what's up?
Yeah, they always say you cut the OG off. What do you think was his benefit, just to be accountability, for dealing with them guys?
That appeal.
Mm-hmm. What appeal? Tell them, because they don't know. They ain't real like you is, yo. They don't know.
Well, some of them are. A lot of them are. They might be real. I'm just talking real man shit.
No, I'm talking about everybody listening. Everybody listening. Okay. Might they, you know what I'm saying? They ain't walking your shoes.
Repeat the question again.
What was his benefit of fucking with them dudes?
The benefit is you know what I mean? He got back. You know what I mean? He can pop his shit. Right. You know what I mean? He got that man shit. You know what I mean? Rainbow hair. You know, creatively it was dope. Mm-hmm. Now he can talk his shit. To Trippie Redd and all that.
Now you're a nigga from the volcano, not from.
And they was right with it. Oh, shorty, you on that shit? We got.
Cause you're getting money.
You a nigga. The nigga speaking. You're not a nigga that lives at the bottom of the volcano, and even when the volcano blow, the lava coming down is hitting the shit at the bottom. You're a nigga that there's either two spaces: the bottom of the volcano, the top. The little circle part, you can be living right on that, or you can be living in the lava. Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to a lava nigga. Mm-hmm. He's also an artist. Mm-hmm. And shout out, it was harder to get this nigga here than Prince in 1983.
Finish it.
No. But let me get to it. Let me get to it and ask you.
You bite my head again like Mike.
Using everything you know in life, not about rap, but everything you know about life. Mm-hmm. It was. How do you feel about him getting with them dudes?
I think he got out with them dudes not because he really wanted to be a part of that blood shit, but he wanted to be around it so it can have that, you know what I mean, that market, that allure, you know, around it. And they played off it too. Shit, we on this ride because they ain't doing nothing.
Why do you think they dealt with him?
Money.
And it's more like shit. Man, we can get in pocket. Shit, it's man, we can start taking shit.
Yeah, they were extorting them.
You know what I mean? They could have stored them.
They did.
Man, shorty, fuck them niggas, yo. Tell them niggas, yo. You know what I mean?
Talk your shit.
Talk your shit. And we got your back. Yo, my gas and electric off. You got me. You know what I mean? He just throwing money around. Yeah. Not knowing what he getting into. Young.
Trenches.
You know what I mean? And he was just using that for as though, you know, promoting himself on them songs I listened to. Me and my sister and Devin, we listened to Billy, the Billy video, the Gummo joint. Man, that video was so fucking pumped. And they was like, that's why I got all them goddamn little views. If he only had one and two of his homeboys doing that song, I'd be like, man. But the energy that he brought, you know what I mean? That aura.
Keep it going, man. You right.
I don't even agree with that snitching shit.
But now, let me say, so, and I love how you said, yo, the aura, the energy, the music. You stick with the music. You're making people happy.
Them Bloods ain't never been out of New York.
But we're talking about music. So part of what he did was he used the street for his shit. And a lot of mad niggas do that shit, right?
Hey, yo, but he could be a nigga.
In this case, hold on, Big P. I ain't cutting you off. I want to ask you something.
I want to spill. You ain't let me spill.
Yeah, you definitely the OG. But yo, using them streets to a nigga that just watch New Jack City or you watch Minister Society or you see Boys in the Hood 365 times, it's all an abstract concept to you. Mm-hmm. Now, to Shotty and I don't know, none of them niggas have been in New York once. That shit was real. And I see what you just said. You was like, yo, they said, man, fuck that shit. Yo, Shorty gonna get the money. Shorty, put your shit in Rainbow and tell niggas suck your fucking dick off.
Right.
And niggas got you. Mm-hmm. But he never knew the death he was getting into
right.
or what he was dealing with. To him, it was, man, I met some good guys. They behind me. I'll do the artistry shit. And I listened to that nigga shit. I heard the shit with Nicki Minaj and I said, wow, maybe I'm just an old man. I'm not saying he trash, but I'm saying, man, I couldn't feel it. But artistry-wise and charisma-wise, yo,
he
that
sold
boy,
tickets,
yo,
man. He
that boy,
sold
yo,
tickets to the
thank you,
game.
Jamal.
He put
sold
asses
tickets.
in seats.
But would you sell the tickets? And you nothing like that nigga. You a universe away from but
Right.
you know enough to know, it's certain niggas, and it's certain, not even niggas, it's certain situations, nah. And I can tell in my personal life, just knowing the OG,
and you know what?
With music.
It's funny you said a lot of OGs like that's in the game, or they ask one of them, them street niggas, Even Shotty said it. He said, man, he ain't had to snitch, but I don't blame him. Right. You know what I mean? All the OGs looked at that and be like, man, this dumb kid. They more mad at them, like, why you make him taking that?
Why the fuck you had, yo?
Man, Shorty, you know what I mean? If you tell what they giving them 40 years, they talking all this stuff.
Oh
you know
my God,
the feds was playing off of It wasn't built like that.
And niggas rat off 5 years. Real niggas, street nigga shit. So you talking to a guy that was working at the fucking deli, and you're giving him 47 years in the federal penitentiary?
Case, man, they all need to come home, man, because the charges they got was fucking crazy, man. And the shit Tekashi was telling about, it was just shit like, yeah, they did it. You know what I mean? He wasn't spilling nothing. You know what I mean?
But, and then we're going to get into
I'm not giving him a pass, though. I'm not giving him a pass.
We ain't giving the man a pass, but that's why I want to dissect the whole shit.
Mm-hmm.
Before we even get into what does ratting mean, what it mean in the hood, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
let's just start. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But sticking with Tekashi, when he did it and they said he ratted, you wonder why he can come home from the shit and say, boy, I bought Lamborghinis, I put the shit out. He even used the fucking
Really?
car.
He ain't come home. He done moved 3 times, man.
He gonna be moving.
And he's
still on the box.
But the shit is, when he came home, his little caricature for his IG or whatever was a rat. He's trolling off of being a rat. Now, as a man and a nigga that
now this is where you wrong. Talk that.
As a man, a nigga been in the streets, understand, that's a different language, You only fluent if you fluent. You know what I mean?
If he performed tomorrow, he would sell out a concert.
To that
so you're not his target audience, bro.
I'm not his target audience, but neither is Luther Vandross. So when you going pop, But with the shit that you made your dollars and all that shit off of, first of all, it was the generation and the style you was using. But what you built yourself behind, and we're going back, we ain't go to the 70s, but to the 80s. Men, people's mothers, fathers, cousins, daughters have had their brains blown out. That fucking gang shit. Shout out, I wish I had nigga Trey D on here right now, but the New York gang shit real, and that shit started in the 90s. But that gang shit, to you, it was Nickelodeon. It was Get Along Gang.
That didn't matter to him. Like,
you can tell, you know.
But that's what, and now we get to the crux of what we're talking about.
Yeah, so
with hip hop culture, how can it not matter? How can it? Listen. Fucking De La Soul from Amityville, upstate New York, classic niggas. It's niggas that'll kill you if you talk wrong about De La Soul. They're themselves.
Joe Sean was just talking about him yesterday. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
go ahead. Come on. Let's get out this.
But the crazy shit is, you telling me in '89 with 3 Feet High and Rising.
So you saying he don't get no pass for this? Nobody should.
No, but like I said, I think I said on the last podcast. Real talk. When you rap, if you're a street dude, if 100% of the street, let's say you're a 60% street dude. Let's say you're 20%. You know what it is, but you're 20%, you ain't got shit to lose. You're a 60% street dude. Ratting is like this. Say you go down to the jail. Not the prison, nigga, the jail for the purpose of the example. Nigga press you and you suck his dick. You put a man penis in your mouth. You suck a nigga's dick to be safe. And the funny thing is, everybody want to talk about, oh, he ratted this and that. But if you use that example and say, yo, so what you telling me as a man, not the brothers on the podcast, but just in general, if you rat when you're scared and you're in a bad position, if a nigga said, listen, put my dick in your mouth. Put my dick in your mouth. and I'll keep you safe. The government, the feds, the feds put their shit down and they try to fucking drown you with debt. And they drown you.
I don't agree with that statement, man.
They drown you.
They drown you with
because you scared. You scared, nigga. You shaking in here.
He did that job for him, man.
He
did that job. He sent the whole team away.
We giving you 47 years. What the fuck you gonna do to get out of it? When you suck my dick, he sucked the dick. And not just him, but everybody. And I hope the podcast get out there. Ratting is the equivalent to sucking a dick. And it's niggas who have done that. We ain't gonna get into the merits of is you a man or what happened. All I want to say is, if you're not gay, and that's what you did, and you sucked the dick. Now, how many niggas, mad niggas will say, yo, I ain't gonna rat and I ain't gonna do that. Mad niggas, you gonna suck a dick. Niggas will say, yo, 1,000% ain't gonna do that. But that's what ratting is to your character and your soul.
But what if Tekashi was Tom Hanks, man? That's envision a white guy. Envision a white guy, because I think we're not relating that he's not a street guy, man.
No.
He was a caricature. He's an actor. He's a WWE actor, man.
Brother, that man, if I'm not mistaken, I might get into the dude, but I do my research about a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Your father got killed, but he's not no string. He's not fucking Blossom or Bill Cosby's son from the show. Your father got killed one day when he went to go. He talked to him before, and he went to go get a sandwich or something, bodega, whatever. Yo got killed. Tekashi went to Rikers. He got locked up for dope. If I'm not mistaken, maybe somebody check the shit. Maybe I'm wrong, but if I'm not wrong, I don't even fuck with you. That's how much I do my research. He went to Rikers. He did that shit. Nothing razzle dazzle. When he told the realest shit about him, when he told Ariana Grande, yo, I'm trying to make it out of Brooklyn, New York. That's the one that said, damn, yo. Like my man said, when Shotty said, he ain't had to snitch. And Shotty's a real nigga. He was like, damn. But
he don't know he ain't even know the system, man. He ain't out that mob like that, bro.
That's what I'm saying. He's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
WWE. He was an actor, bro. He's a character.
But what I want to say is,
now,
the bottom line, like I tell
Siegel or
no, we're not holding that.
Then I feel a certain type of way.
They put a battery in the actor's back and say, make us money.
Let's get to the
talk your shit.
Let's get to the crux of the shit. But if ratting is being a real man and sucking a dick when you scared.
What kind of dick did he suck?
How many niggas?
Was it a little dick? Which one of them niggas did?
Yo, you know what? I'm glad you said it. Because in the mind of a nigga, if you start to think like, yo, I'm scared in that room, they're going to have me doing 47 years in a federal penitentiary. I'm not like that. I can't do 7 days in my local county jail. So when you say it's a big dick, in his mind it was a little dick. In his mind it was no dick, but it was a dick.
But he said I'm an actor.
Right. So
I was just acting. No, he said I'm just
acting. It's not good to
suck
dick though. But I'm just saying he was.
But like you said, in his mind, you rationalize it and say, yo, you suck a little dick.
He doesn't care, bro.
Yo,
he doesn't care. You care more than he
cares.
cares.
Get him out of there.
But the whole point is, on real street shit, and that's for everybody sitting around here. What he did is inexcusable. Like, you don't have to be no non-trade. You don't got to be from a city where we got non-trade bloods and shit. Nigga, if you rat and niggas is real and rolling, sure they busting your head or you moving. And
that's why I'm mad at them. Nobody forced that on them. Exactly. Yo, you making our shit hot. I know you doing that. If they really about that life. Right. You know what I mean? Y'all supposed to protect him. You know what I mean? Like, no,
keep him in line. Keep him in line.
I love yo to death and eat down. But if I want to bang somebody up, if it's that part of a beef, I would not call him.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't want him around.
Right,
that's not his
right.
Not saying he ain't down.
Yo, I understand.
When you love a nigga, you say, why would I bring my man I love into that shit? Yo, that's real shit. So we're gonna move into the next part of this shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So SP, you had the floor.
Okay.
Dictate the topic. What are we talking about next, man?
Well, I heard the episode 4, and I wanted to be. I was like, damn, I missed it, man.
You here?
So, yeah, I'm here now. So I wanted to touch on it. My man Lex, he was telling me, bringing my name up. So now I'm here. Mm-hmm. So Where you want to start off at, man?
Wherever you want, man. You had the floor.
Hey, look,
You had the gavel.
They gonna swing the mic back.
Just give me one question, and then we'll be talking about the culture.
So
let me ask you
SP. Let's bring it home.
Define the culture and hip-hop culture.
Well, can I define myself because I feel as though I'm a part of it?
No.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You part
and
of
then,
it. Not yourself because everybody.
No.
But
let
when you
him
look
start
at
with
myself,
himself and then go with the stitch.
Hold on. The question was.
Man, that's why sometimes I don't want to do this shit.
That's okay. We having a dialogue.
Listen, the question was just define the culture. You can define yourself afterwards.
But I'm gonna be
let him
spilling
start with himself.
And that's how I start with Deux.
I understand. You is the culture. I definitely give that man that.
Let him start with his perspective. SP, you have the gavel.
Okay. So me being an artist, right? I'm, you know what I mean? I'm a part of the culture.
Brand,
when people, my name, every goddamn thing. Listen, I'm a part of culture. When niggas see me, just so happen I like to write. I rap. But I started off as a b-boy first, and that's a part of hip hop. That's a part of the culture. You know what I mean? For instance, when I went to, you know what I mean, I was breaking. I was jocking the moves of Turbo and Ozone.
Oh shit!
Lil Lee off Beef Street. You know what I'm saying? Scoop and Scrap. You know what I mean? The Kid and Play Dance. Okay. I won 2 talent shows then. It was just the thought of it.
Break it down.
You know what I mean? I remember, you know what I mean, putting the cardboard down. You know what I mean? And doing backspins. I wasn't that good, but I was a good dancer though. You know, so then, even when I went to Jersey, I was in the tag.
What part of Jersey, sure?
I was in Newark and I was in East Orange.
Gotcha.
But it was they more into the culture upstate at that time.
Yeah. At the time, they're close to New York.
So I was rhyming too. You know what I mean? I was just starting to rhyme, but
How old you were, dude?
Like I would say 13 or 14.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you know what I mean? When I went upstate, I was blessed to be around the culture, around my cousin and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm saying Queen Latifah. You know what I mean? Going over Redman, stuff like that. But I was tagging also. Mm-hmm. You know how you look at graffiti and stuff like that? Yeah. And one popular dude, he was from the Artifacts. He's known as one of the biggest that.
Elder Sensei.
No, Tame One.
Oh.
You know what I mean? All right. So I used to see his tag. So I was tagging also. That was even before I put my craft together as an MC.
So let me ask you this. And like I said before,
it's a lifestyle. It's an aura that you have.
But tell me, what is it? We gotta use it, for the purpose of this shit. And that's you missed the first one. Mm-hmm. So me and had to freestyle off of it.
Yo, bitch, Action Jackson.
Action Jackson, Hut Spurs the dreaming color, nigga.
My nigga.
The culture. Mm-hmm. What is hip hop culture? Not to SP, but for SP, Jamal. You heard what we had. We had a nice little dry debate. Mm-hmm. For Lex, for Bassy, for Baby G, for Kachia, for Red. Tell me, what is hip hop culture to you? Not who you is, because you did that shit though, shorty, all day. Finished Crucible documentary coming. But what does hip hop culture mean to you?
It's a feel. It's a lifestyle. You know what I mean? I wake up with it. You know what I mean? How I dress. You know what I mean? What my mind state is. You know what I mean? The whole zone of it, the whole aura in it. You know what I mean? So I become it. Like if somebody look at me, they say, yo, he's hip hop because he's part of the lifestyle. How he carry himself as a person. Just as well as anybody have a religion also. He's a Christian. You know, Clyde. He carries himself as, a Jehovah's Witness. It's just what he believes in. You know what I mean? So I'm a part of the culture, even if I didn't rap. You know.
Let me. Okay. And that's decent. But let me ask you this: outside of the hip hop culture, what other cultures are you a part of? And I always, before you answer, me and this brother, I told we do the Liquid Sword shit before the album, but explain what other cultures. And we got my man Wolf Dog 100, Action Jackson. I want you to do that too. Outside of the hip hop culture, because we all grew up in a certain era and shit. If you wasn't Britney Spears and all that, the music. Now, like my man just explained, my life, my heritage and shit influenced the music. The music don't influence me, nigga. I don't listen to shit and do shit. Shit listens to me and acts accordingly. That's the shit. But outside of hip hop culture, what other type of culture are you? And I'm gonna ask you first, and I'm gonna ask you second. Wolf Dog.
Type of culture, another culture.
Yeah, another culture. Another culture.
Me just being a black man, just living life,
Oh.
man. I'm part of that culture.
Hey, listen,
You know?
ladies and gentlemen, that's the number one answer. This was Family Feud. The nigga won the top shit. That's what I was looking for. So, Jamal, let me ask you. What's a part of the culture you with?
Well, I'm the grown man culture right now. We're grown men.
Oh, now,
accountability culture.
Hey,
Hold
listen,
it.
what they say in the movie, you had me from grown men. So you said I'm a black man, and you said I'm a grown man.
Right.
And that supersedes hip hop. Because now let's just go, and I know my man know, I ain't gonna ask you where Cedric conceived and all that, but what year did hip hop come out? Give me a ballpark figure. You ain't gotta hit it just exactly right.
We'll say in the late 70s, 78.
All right. So
78.
let's say 70. Let's even say 77 for the example I'm about to give. Before 1977, the hip hop, not even the shit that we know is hip hop now, but before that came out, it was black music and black culture. So, and there was no rap dudes out. Maybe you had a Gil Scott Heron and certain brothers put out music, but if we're getting into hip hop culture was about revolution and fighting against the power and putting it in another format. Everybody, Marvin Gaye, one of the dopest fucking albums. If they charged that shit $10,000, I would work to save my money to buy that shit. He spoke about the social ills and the time, and he sung beautiful. Hip hop was some shit where we spoke in a different form. But before hip hop, what culture existed? Because it wasn't no hip hop culture. Let's say we're talking about 1975. What year was you born?
80. December 27.
1980. What year was you born?
78.
Hey, I just had a birthday a couple weeks ago, May 2nd, 1979. So from 78, 79, and 80, what was the culture that all of our fathers and our mothers?
The civil rights movement, right?
You talking about
disco?
No. Musically, everybody had to.
Motown?
Gangsters.
That we going with rhythm and blues and stuff like that.
That's what I want to say was, when did the street bleed into it? There was always gangsters. There was always heroin coming around. Hold on. I'm asking both y'all. But when Nicky Barnes did what he done, made all that money, did everything with his whole story, this ain't about him. There was no rap culture. Some kind of way, rap culture to me, it started beautiful and pure. It started. You had dudes from my guys on the West Coast back in banging in that late 70s, 80s banging when that shit was that. You had New York. You had good shit. You had positive things. But when did it turn to black exploitation? Exploiting your pain. The funniest thing.
So what's the question? That's the question. What's the question?
Is it permissible? Do niggas give permission to hip hop to be about creativity or exploiting? When does hip hop become poison? Or do you feel like it does? Let's go.
Well, hip hop wasn't created on poison. You know what I mean? It's an art form with it. You know what I mean? Just when I was telling you, with just talking about myself is, b-boying, breaking, DJing, MCing. You know what I mean? Yep. So it's a whole,
But back then, niggas wasn't, as far as we know, we only a certain.
But as far as rhyming goes,
niggas wasn't lying.
But as far as rhyming, you can go back to, slavery times when they picking cotton and they just rhyme and just saying you can go into James Brown, you know what I mean? Stuff like that, you know what I mean? So you can go to Dolomite, you know what I mean? They just saying
now we moving. But when did the streets become synonymous? Now, you old enough to remember De La Soul and all three of Tribe's fucking classic albums when hip hop was moving right from out of your older brother. Shout out to Big Benji, Big OG Benji,
See, I know where you at.
But when it moved, right around when we was teenagers, right around when we was 14, 15, 16, 1979, 1978, 80, the whole middle of the 90s when that shit changed, when did it become, and I bring it all back to Tekashi, because to him it means nothing. It means nothing to rap.
Tekashi is irrelevant in this subject because he doesn't represent hip hop.
No, he don't represent hip hop. But what he represents is niggas co-opting the street. Mm-hmm. The street is just a hat element, to put on. The street element. Yo, the street is just a pair of shoes you put on. And you
so what you want me? So I can answer a question. Yo,
yeah, let him answer, please.
Tell me, when did and how do you feel about when the streets intermingled with hip hop?
Well, the streets was always, it was created in the streets, in the projects, Central Casita, park jams, stuff like that, 2 turntables and a mic. So it came from the streets, even the style. The hustlers fucked with it, Right. It was the whole glow of it, It started getting commercial, when it started getting on records and stuff like that, when it became a business, But at the time you're talking about street shit, like, I was young, so this was when NWA was out, right? Right. You know what I mean? So I was listening to NWA and Tribe Called Quest at the same time. Hustlers was pulling up, bumping De La Soul and shit like that. You know what I mean? It was just all music. You know what I mean? For real. You know what I mean? It was grounded like that. You feel me? Even with fashion, that's when hip hop come into play with that. You know what I mean?
And I read Dapper Dan's book. You're absolutely right.
Exactly. So when all the rappers went to Dapper Dan late night, but
the hustlers defined it first.
You know who defined the hustler? How they dress was LL Cool J. You know what I mean?
Hold on.
Eric B and Rakim. They dress like the hustlers.
Hold on. I gotta say something. Yo, I'll never forget when I read an interview somewhere where, this nigga know LL Cool J all day like it's nothing. LL Cool J whole style in Queens from Farmers Boulevard, he shouted out and said, yo, it was the hustlers that gave him.
That's what Dapper Dan said.
Yo,
he said the rappers had to put that stuff on layaway at first.
He said, they wanted to be like the hustlers. Yo, you know the shit. That's why I like when the South came in and they had they spin on the flavor. The shit was the same way. Jay Prince been the same way, nigga, since before we was in
but I'm saying, you know what I mean? I was just saying now, everything that they present is nothing but, just street garbage. Everybody got to be a hustler. Everybody got to be a little something. They dealing packs, they shooting everything.
Then they snorting
everything. You know what I mean? Like Q-Tip is from that block. You know what I mean? I don't rap about that.
You never know.
You'll never know.
You never know.
You know what I mean? Lil Sean, I was watching, he was on live on Instagram. You know Lil Sean, right?
My man.
He said, yo, the realest dudes for us hip hop, and I've been around them all. He said De La Soul. He said they used to run dudes up out of the club. Mm-hmm. The Daisy Age and all that.
Tell niggas who Lil Sean is. Maybe everybody don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yo, Jamal don't know Lil Sean. Tell him real fast, so I know you know.
Well, I know Lil Sean. I started off on the box. Lil Sean, all he wanted to do is hickeys on my chest. But just so happened, he was involved in the streets real heavy too. That's who he was going to go see. Who Pop was going to do a song with when he got robbed and shot in New York.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? But it was more than rap with Joe. He had his name on the street.
Yo,
so he was one of them dudes.
When he came home from prison, did 50 want to do something with Joe?
Of course.
He's out of Baltimore?
Yeah.
No, he's from
New York nigga.
But you know what I mean, to get off that, but yeah, so
and I'm wondering, because hip hop was a beautiful thing. One of the greatest albums ever was Public Enemy. It took a nation to hold us back. And that was like in the beginning of hip hop. Radical. That was hardcore.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you a question, man. Is MC Hammer hip hop?
Yes. Okay. And it was a time when niggas would say, "Oh, Hammer's a clown."
I love Hammer.
No. When you get the Hammer, also Hammer gets you fucked up and it'll stop a nigga from slitting your throat.
But Hammer brought a lot of money to the hip hop.
Exactly. That's when things started.
That's what I'm trying to allude to. Hold on. But Hammer brought money to Oakland, where he was from. Yo, go to Oakland.
But Hammer was broke. No. But Hammer went broke trying to hold up Oakland.
Yeah, he went. Yeah. Now we get to the O's and shit. He went broke trying to hold up the hood.
Right.
It's mad. You put me on to the shit.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas talk, yo.
So minus the snitching shit, let's take it this. What was 6ix9ine trying to hold up the hood, right?
No.
Minus the snitching shit.
Yo, 6ix9ine, you can't put 6ix9ine.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yo, he wasn't trying to hold up the hood. He was trying to hold himself up. He was a good guy who worked at the deli. He wanted to rap.
But
he got with some guys. They put him in. You made millions of dollars. But when they sit you in that chair,
how big was his team?
If anybody know, when they get you in that room and they sit you in that chair, they sit you in that chair and they tell you, you know how much time you can do or whether you can do it. Like my man told me right here, nigga, when they close the penitentiary doors on you, you're going to feel like the dumbest motherfucker.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying
because you're more than that.
Yeah, but that nigga didn't feel that. And you know why?
We talking about
you know why it resonated with me? It resonated because that means something to me.
But
to him, it meant nothing. When you sit him in that room and say 47 years, yo, man, that nigga had that shit. Man, when I read the fucking transcripts.
But Lex, how many 6ix9ine tapes do you have?
Fucking none.
Exactly. He doesn't speak to you. He speaks to Kern, Becky, and Hank and Ern out in Bel Air, man.
Before he read it, and you know, he spoke to a lot of them this new generation.
Right.
Maybe
they gotta get coins.
10% of these young boys, this official men. They Spartan warriors. It's like, man, I've been there. That nigga was a clown. I ain't never listened to y'all. But for the niggas who, like you told me one time, yo, is you into hip hop or you listen to rap?
And that's it. It's a difference.
When niggas listen to rap, that's how you go 10 million. When niggas that feel it, you stay with your respect. But man, niggas listen to rap. He caught on to that shit. When it came down,
and he played it like a fiddle
in that chair.
He wasn't built for it.
Everybody knew he was going to do that.
Yeah.
Even his homeboys like, man, I don't blame him. Damn.
Yeah, that's what I said. They were extorting him. They were extorting him, smashing this girl.
That's what I said, man. I don't blame him. He just didn't have to. He had to do that.
So now let's take it another layer deeper. We say he ain't wrong. You're a good boy. You're a good boy.
He is wrong, but
you
can't apply the same logic to him.
I got a beautiful baby daughter. Shout out to Ariana Brooklyn Colvin. She made 4 months on Thursday, but she can't be wrong for nothing she do.
Right.
And she realer than that bullshit ass nigga. But she can't be wrong for nothing she do. But that's how I look at him. Like, you're an infant.
Right.
You're an infant. Especially in the streets.
They took Mickey Mouse out of Brooklyn, man.
You're a sperm. I can't even give you infant shit. You're a sperm. So my whole point is, we saying 6ix9ine ain't wrong. Yo, let Danny get his money.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
So let's move on.
But let's get the Shotty. Let's get the Shotty in them. Was they wrong? Was they?
But hey, let's just do this. Everybody knew what they were getting into dealing with 6ix9ine. So when they shot at Chief Keef at the Brooklyn whatever, they knew what they were doing. It was no babies in that group.
Yo,
everybody was
You're right. But as far as the street motherfuckers, you know, would they have ever let anybody? I ain't saying you ain't wrong for trying to eat off them, but would you have ever let that nigga that close?
Hell no.
But Lex, you applying traffic rules to niggas riding dirt bikes.
Yo, I've been with my cousin. You know what I mean? Not saying I ain't down. Yo, I've been with my cousin. I chill with him like the whole day. He on the phone talking about something. Hold up, let me step out the room. Because I don't need to hear it. Not saying I ain't down, but that ain't part of your life, yo. You know what I mean? It's a separation with that shit. You know, and it didn't help that this nigga just wants so much attention. He a troll. This how he market himself.
That's how he doing.
That's why he
can say his own thing. That's why he's calling his own loot.
And they played off it. You know what I mean? That's why everybody was sitting him down. You know what I mean? When he got locked up, I said everybody knew he was going to snitch. Yeah. You know?
Because he was Mickey Mouse, man. But let's do this. Let's do a final recap on this dude and close the door on that.
Yeah, please. You know,
because we tired of talking.
Let me say this, because I always want to say that you still is a fucking rap nigga, and the fact that you make $3 out here means nothing. I was wrong. Like I told my man, talking about him, whether you call him a bitch, a rat, a sucker, or whatever, that's what keep him alive. Yo, you've been alive enough. You got your $10 million, yo. You done. Old country for old Zen. No country for old Zen. Let's get it in. What you say, sir?
I say let's talk about this Michael Jordan documentary, man.
That'd be
fun. Yeah.
Dude, but, all right, so yo, I really can't. All right, go ahead.
Did you see it?
Yo, I didn't see it, didn't hear about it, and I lived through the shit. I wasn't a sports dude, so to me, Michael Jordan gonna have different dimensions for all three of us, but to me, I knew enough to know you the best in basketball. And
he was a win at all costs.
Before Dennis Rodman came, Rodman, the shoes. But when I heard, and this shout out to all the G's in Chicago, when I heard about
Isaiah Thomas,
you can speak on that too, man.
But the way when somebody asked Michael Jordan, I'm gonna Google it when the next person speaks. How you feel about the shoes? When I realized, he don't give a fuck. Right. And that's that early 90s when niggas was murdering you.
So what about the shoes? What about the shoes? Hit on that point.
Nigga, the shoes is a part of it. The shoes is their own.
No, but what did they ask him about the shoes? That somebody got killed over the shoes, right?
See,
I've seen it, but I'm not gonna put that on record with exact dates and all that. But what I say is Michael Jordan. Man, take this shit, man.
That's crazy.
What I say is, it shocked me to realize how many young brothers in the hood play basketball. How many brothers your shoe means something. And somebody
it still does.
Something, when you shitted on that hood, and then when the documentary came out, like I said, I ain't a sports nigga. So
they re-released some shoes.
When I read what Chameleon said and what Nori said, I was in the party with him. Shout out to him. And I heard him say, fuck hip hop.
But let me tell you something even more deep.
He only spoke to Jay. Chameleon said, and Chameleon shout out to niggas that make the same.
And Chameleon had all his Jordans.
And tried to speak to and he pissed him off.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you ain't nobody, nigga. It hurt to say, you're part of our culture. And you ain't not hip. You're part of hip hop culture, but more importantly than that, especially for niggas that grew up in that era, you're part of black man culture. What I can be. What I can be. What my athleticism can be. But for you to push it off, I said, damn. You start to learn like Rick Ross had a song called "You Should Never Meet Your Heroes." That's crazy.
Well, and it's funny we talking about Michael Jordan and Tekashi at the same time because each of them they don't give a fuck. They trying to win. Fuck all that street shit, all that love, man. Fuck y'all. Jordan over there. At the end of the day, Jordan's still going to be the greatest. They still want to buy Jordans. You see how Tekashi just came home. He was a snitch.
And he made $20-something million
exactly.
in jail.
Yo, let me see the blunt.
No, like that.
Oh, okay.
But the bottom line is, speaking on Jordans, they just re-released a couple of his pairs of Jordans.
Mm-hmm.
They just showed. Nah, he owned it. That's all he did. He owned it. Here's the thing. They just re-released a couple of them. They showed them all down in Atlanta, Georgia. That just got opened up from quarantine. Black folks running at the door, no distancing, nothing. He still has that control over the culture.
The crazy shit is when we say Michael Jordan. In fact, if we all lived to be 80-something and we died, talk about all the black people that was something. Not Martin Luther King, not Malcolm X, that was before us, but we talk about the Oprah Winfrey's.
The LeBron James.
Now, LeBron James.
He's a king.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to him.
Putting that school together,
man.
That's what Jordan should have done.
Exactly.
That's how I know you care about the young brothers, and not just your family and getting the millions. Mm-hmm. You had that, you eating good. But when he stepped that school up and he ain't asked for no money, every black nigga should be goddamn ashamed.
Salute.
You talk that money shit, but you ain't get that man $1,000, $200 for the school that black kids in Cleveland, I believe, can get a free education and will pay for your college.
Yep.
Yo, right. Now that's some shit. So when they say the Jordan,
hallelujah.
And Jordan was who he was for the time, and I love him. But shorty, that young guy who they say the new Jordan now, I'm not a sports nigga like I said at the beginning. Man. But I'm a man, and I seen what he did there.
Respect.
Mm-hmm. Yo, when you've been making that money from 88, 89, back when
collecting interest on it.
Right when crack came around, it's a lot of shit that happened in your fucking era that niggas talked about. By the time LeBron had it, things was different. But in your era, sir, niggas loved you and you was the god. You still get the god respect.
Yeah.
But now shout out to
social activists, he ain't doing shit.
Shout out to area Brooklyn Colvin, but everybody with a child who can't afford the school, you take your monies and you don't ask Jay-Z, you don't ask Oprah. You say, yo, I'm gonna do this. My family eating good. Things are good for me. Let me make it good for somebody else. Now that's that. Now that's the goal. That's the goal.
LeBron James, shout out. So closing the door on Michael Jordan. Next up, what we talking about?
Yeah, we talking about all right, this is what I want to talk about. Can we get back to music?
Yeah.
You can do whatever you need, brother.
No country for old Zen. I said let's
get it in.
Okay, so we all listen to music, you know what I mean? Do you listen to more hip hop or R&B?
I'm not an R&B guy.
Okay, never was?
Never was.
I would think you was an R&B guy.
No. Action Jackson is a ladies' man.
No, I've never been an R&B guy.
Okay, so if they said, if God come down here now and said, you can only choose one to have for the rest of your life, old, new, hip hop or R&B, you would take all the rap music?
So my favorite music artist, I love Anita Baker. I grew up listening to my mother playing Anita Baker all the time.
Exactly. So how you gonna say you don't?
But that's not R&B.
What? No, hold on. That's R&B.
That's R&B. I'm thinking you talking about. My bad, man. I'm thinking you talking.
You don't even know the science.
Come on. I'm thinking you talking about Jodeci.
No, that's the R&B. That's the R&B when you was coming of age. But when you said your mother listened,
okay. So I love Marvin Gaye, Anita Baker. Those are my favorite artists.
But what genre of music you like better? As far as though, like I said, if you had a choice, they said you only can choose one: rap or R&B.
I could do neo soul all day.
That's considered in the
the R&B guys.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So when you listen to an artist, as far as the rap, what genre do you like listen to? You know what I mean? Down south?
Nah,
you like
negative.
East Coast?
Hold on.
No, I love Outkast. I love Outkast.
Hold on, you say before you get into that.
Because they trap music came to my mind, man.
Yo, that's because we older niggas and we listen to what's current. But when the Southern shit took over, I can't let niggas do that because I did it then. I said, yo, real rap niggas just from Baltimore on the East Coast. We heard that shit. You
know when the South really started taking over?
98, 99.
After Tupac died. Not saying he was the reason, but that's when No Limit came in. That's when everybody just picked off a No Limit. And then that's when the 3-6 Mafia came in. And then it all started flooding. It was just more than the Outkast and the Ghetto Boys.
What I want to say is, what my man's saying is true, but hip hop is national, it's global now. But at that time, it was regional. So we niggas that grew up off the purple tape. Raekwon back when.
Oh yeah.
Shout out, you still got that shit.
Absolutely.
I give you $1,500 for your purple tape. No country for old and IG. But the shit we grew up off of, that wasn't even our sector. But you was aware. You was aware. So you was aware of the South.
Exactly. That's when I know when it started pumping like that. Whereas though it wasn't just Outkast no more, Ghetto Boy and Pimp C, UGK. Now it's, you know what I mean, Hot Boys and everything. And that happened at 96, between 96 and 98.
Yeah, I'm saying between 96 and 98 because Ghetto Boys was like 91 and 92. But what I want to say is the crazy shit is, and you're right what you're saying, when we give respect to the South and we saying, yo, they came out 97, 98. No. Jay Electronica got a line in his joint where he was like, yo, we told you niggas how to sell shit out of trunks. Master P did that shit out South, and West Coast niggas know. Mm-hmm. He did that shit out the West Coast. But when nobody was buying it, yo, shout out, we can keep that shit real. When nobody was buying your dope and they wasn't coming to your block, the nigga said, yo, I'm going to stop them here, and I'm going to give them that.
But Master P flooded the South, whereas though it wasn't even about the hardcore. It was about that, you know what I mean, that down South music, yo. You always had the UGKs that we represented, you know, selling out the trunk. But I'm talking about as a business-wise. Record sales. You know what I mean? Radio stations going in there. They just flooding everything. You know what I mean? Master P started that. You know what I mean? That's when the Hot Boys came in. That's when 3-6 Mafia wasn't the only, you know what I mean? First we was looking at the back of the source. But now...
Say it again. Say
they was in the back of the source, man.
What year?
That was like 94, 95.
Thank you.
But now it's like a business-wise, whereas though they're not looking at New York no more. They're looking at down south. So far as though down south music, Master P made that a business, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
And me living in Baltimore, Baltimore love down south.
Mm-hmm.
Yo Gotti can tour down here, do a show down here, and sell out at least like 7
That
times.
nigga came in 15 minutes.
Boosie, I'm too loud. Boosie,
No,
I'm over east, niggas bumping past Detroit. They love down south. You know what I mean?
we ready.
You know what I mean? So that's where it started off. Where as though it was being, you know what I mean? It was being a, you know what I mean? It was being a brand. It was being, you know what I mean, a business. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just selling out the trunks. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? God damn it. It was like 50 artists saying the same, but everything was just trapping now. Mm-hmm. Everything was a bounce.
Mm-hmm. Yo, the Phoenix Chronicles documentary coming soon. But that bring me to what I want to ask the good brother co-host Jamal, Action Jackson. When you said we started with the art, but you said like Pete made it a business. Yo, hip hop dude all day, Baltimore City from birth. The business aspect. If I'm not selling music, t-shirts, none of that shit. That hustler aspect. How were you able to put out your sangria line? Huck Spurs the dream in color, nigga.
No. Timing.
Put you rolling in his mouth and shit.
Timing. No, I got a piece of candy, but no, timing was everything. The Corona slowed everything down.
Did you ever look at it like you were an artist with what you're doing? Maybe you
mixologist, an alchemist. Because you got to be an alchemist with it.
What do alchemy mean? Just for
be able to put different chemicals together to create a compound, magic.
And that's what they believe back in Kings and
Castles. We call it mixologists, alchemists, but you got to know, you got to have balance. You got to be able to balance something that's not nasty, something smooth. You know, I created that. I was 2 years in the lab. That's why I went down to Atlanta.
Before you created the Dream Sangria, because yo, you don't wake up on Wednesday and say,
no, I'm gonna tell you the whole story.
Hustle is something that's in you.
Oh yeah.
What happened? What was another venture prior to that?
Man, I had the TV thing.
Go.
I started with the TVs. That's how I know Meatball.
Shout out to Meatball, nigga. I'm getting on the documentary.
Yeah. I did the TV thing. I made the mistake of introducing a lot of people to it, which wasn't a mistake. One of them being Ivan Biddy TVs. I introduced him to the Russians that I was getting it from. Introduced some other guys too, but at the end of the day, I saw how those Russian guys treated us. You know, we was
how did they? Because
first off, when they all together, they speaking all Russian, and they all laughing and giggling because they taking your black money. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter how much money Biddy is getting; those Russians are getting more money. Mm-hmm. He making them money. I know exactly where he getting it from. So when I knew that, I knew that wasn't me. That was selling their product. They had me out there chasing, you know. And it's electronics for real. That's the real shit, man. Because I started when I left Verizon in 2008. I started buying shit from Circuit Cities that were closing, reselling it on Craigslist. Saw a Craigslist ad for some laptops. The laptops happened to be at the Russian-owned business. Went in there and met the Russians.
Was that shit on Greenmount?
Yes, it was.
Oh my God, I didn't know.
BPAI. So
let's get it in.
So the guy I can tell you the whole story. Guy met with Men. Men is still there. He dealt with laptops. Men, I bought laptops from Men, resold them. Then I said, hey, Men, what are those TVs over there for? Men kind of shrugged me off. Dude named...
Men is the Russian dude, right?
Men is Russian. He's part of BPA. I can tell you the whole thing, man. But then it was not Alex, well, whatever his name. He handles the TVs. I started dealing with TVs, buying and selling TVs. Mm-hmm. I brought Ivan in. First TV Ivan sold to him was to his grandmother. It's good. The bottom line is, I saw the finite in that. You know.
So what did you do?
I started recycling shit. Because I started hustling mattresses. I started hustling mattresses, man.
Yeah, this nigga hustle every day.
Bruh.
Shout out to Bassy.
We just put some.
Happy 12 years old.
So we're done with this podcast. We're gonna leave
No, we're not. Yo, my son turned 12 years old.
Absolutely.
Yo.
Happy birthday, young guy. Would you eat some porch?
No, banana flavor, banana.
What the fuck?
What was in it?
You know what's so funny? You just gotta be like, yo.
Turn it on, man. Turn it on.
No Country for O's in episode 5 signing off.